and then got ready to undock. So you saw me ring a bell there. We actually treat the International Space Station as a naval vessel. So it has a ship's log on it and a ship's bell, and it's tradition to ring the bell to announce the departure of a visiting vehicle, which we were, the Space Shuttle Discovery. And then to separate, we just commanded the latches open that were holding us together, and some springs pushed us apart. So a very simple system. I had Pam do the flying. She's in the red shirt on the left. During our training, it became very obvious to me that Pam Melroy would be a future space shuttle commander. In fact, she became the second woman commander in the program's history. But what that would mean was the next time she went to the space station, she would be doing the flying. So to give her some hands-on experience, I had her flying to undock and back away. Even to this day, she says, "Oh, sure, Brian, the only time you let me do any of the flying is when we were getting further away from something." So just be patient, you'll get your chance. Here you can see how bright it is up there. There's no atmosphere to diffuse the sunlight, so the sun appears to be a whole lot brighter. As we backed away, we could see our handiwork, the Z1 truss on the bottom there with the antenna extended, the docking port we had added on the top. In the days that they were hoping the weather would improve, we used those days to do some exercise to get ready to come back to gravity. We hadn't used our muscles in a couple of weeks. So Pam's on the bike there, getting some exercise. I chose to exercise just a little differently. So the truth is, it's not much exercise, but it's a lot of fun. Here's Queechy getting a drink of water. And we had a baseball with us that we planned to give to the Japanese Little League after landing. But we didn't have a bat, so we had to use a hammer. We decided that, baseball's too easy. So we gave Bulldog the challenge of hitting a peanut M&M. Well, he is one great physicist. There's a random reward. So on the third extra day, they said, "Hey, Florida's still down for the forecast, so we're going to bring you into Edwards in California." We set up an assembly line downstairs to help each other get back in our pressure suits to come back in. So here we are up in the flight deck. I'm in the left seat, Pam's in the right, and Bill has the checklist in his hand. We arrived in California, a beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky, about 4 in the afternoon, local time. Rolled out on final in a 20-degree dive going 300 knots, and I'm aimed at a rectangle that's oiled in the lake bed about a mile short of the runway. So we're at a 20-degree dive until 2,000 feet. And then I start the nose up to go from a 20-degree dive to a more conventional 1.5-degree glide slope for landing. Pam puts the landing gear down at 400 feet. It's kind of right there. And then she starts calling out a cadence of altitude and airspeed. And what I want to hear is 50, 250, 40, 240, 30, 230, 20, 220, 10, 210, touch. We're trying to land right at 200 knots and not cry. Pam put the drag chute out at 185. I flew the nose down to the runway. The drag chute's very effective. I hardly even touched the wheel brakes to stop us. After a couple of hours, we had the vehicle powered down. That's Discovery in the background there. We were able to stand there on the runway and look at the most amazing flying machine ever designed and built by human beings. The Space Shuttle was an amazing capability. It was a true national gem of a program. It lasted 30 years, and we flew 135 missions. And so we learned how to live and work in space routinely pretty well. But in my mind, the two major accomplishments of the program were, number one was the Hubble Space Telescope, because it was deployed by the Space Shuttle Discovery, actually, and then visited a number of times over the